We're starting a series about how we can learn to communicate and be open to the communications from Spirit, where we really can learn how to talk to God better, how to listen, how to respond, and how to become that channel. And isn't that what everyone wants? Yeah. I hear that all the time. I want to get guidance. I want to be conscious that I am on track with Spirit. When we get that connection with God, it does give us the guidance. It also gives us understanding. You know those moments when you're caught in a rough spot and you can't figure out why you're there, what's happening, and you can just get the gentle understanding of, oh, it's okay, it's happening for a reason. And then the whole knot just unwinds. Have you ever been in that situation? That's a beautiful way to get guidance from God. We also get that beautiful love and approval from Spirit, where we feel that deep love of God for us, and that we're okay. And we get the wisdom, that touching a greater perspective, a higher way. Those are all things we aspire to, isn't it? Aren't they? This is why we come to church. Did you know that? That's why everybody comes to church. I don't care what faith you are. You're coming to find a deeper walk with your Creator. So, we're going to consciously try to explore some of the aspects. And I wanted to start with just a little story from the Old Testament. We love the Old Testament. In it are many stories that give us little insights into human behavior. So the story I wanted to share with you is of Abraham. Abraham is in Genesis, and where I'm going to reference is the 15th chapter. Abraham was a guy who actually heard God. This is the funny thing. He's cruising, he's with his dad, and God comes to him and tells him to leave your father and go take this new land and go where I tell you to go. And so he does. He faithfully follows. And all through the story, there's different things that God calls upon Abraham to do, and he does. And then God says to him, look at all the stars in the sky. Your descendants will outnumber those stars. And Abraham at this point is very old, and his wife is past childbearing years. And he goes, okay, God, I'm hearing you. And it troubles him. It troubles him that all his descendants will be that many, and all the land he sees will be his. Those are the promises that God tells him. So he's really bothered by it one day, chapter 15, and he says to God, okay, God, who's going to be my heir? Because you've told me I'm going to have all this, but who's going to inherit these promises? Is it going to be so-and-so's kid? Maybe this guy over here? And God said, no, it's going to come through you. It's going to be your child. Well, Abraham had a problem with that. He could not see how on the physical plane it was possible for him to sire a child by his wife, because she couldn't have children. And this big energy of doubt came into his mind, and he argued with God. You know, God, you really don't know what's up. You must have me mixed up with somebody else. Because in my world, this is not possible. And I know we never do that, do we? Never. But I want you to feel the energy of doubt. The minute we doubt, we stop hearing. And then it tells us that God put Abraham into a deep sleep. Because God still had something he had to say. And Abraham's brain couldn't hear it. Doubt in the conscious mind blocks spiritual communication, but doubt in the conscious mind blocks everything. Do you realize that? Doubt blocks everything. It just sets you in a situation where you are no longer able to receive. We receive what we believe. We know that. We hear that all the time. We receive what we're capable of believing. Doubt puts up barriers without needing a logical explanation. So it goes like this. I am totally free to doubt anything I want to. I'm free to do that. And if you ask me why I doubt it, I don't have to give you a logical reason as to why. That's the qualities of doubt. I just have the right to doubt. Do you see? the very logic we're seeking is denied in the expression. Yeah. So it just creates this energy of being non-receptive. And it says, I need a reason to believe, but I don't need a reason to doubt. I need a reason to believe, but I don't need a reason to doubt. Our minds are exposed to so much information. We file it based on familiar patterns. When we can't find a familiar pattern, our brain doesn't know what to do with it. You see? So we perceive everything that we possibly can based on that which is familiar. And then we file it. How often has someone come to you in a situation, you perceive something, and you file it, and they come to you days later and say, what's wrong with you? Well, I perceived this about you. And they say, that's not what I meant. And you say, really? That's how I perceived it. Any squirming? We do it all the time. And when they finally get through to us, this is what I meant when I said that, we go, oh, new file is created. It might possibly mean this next time I hear it. And then we have our next experience. Our brains are fabulous. They're wonderful. They're designed to help us manifest. But we have to break through the familiar and the doubt to reach that higher level. If God had absolutely nothing new to tell you, nothing that would expand your consciousness, you would listen every single day. If all God said to you was, good job, keep on going, baby darling, you'd be talking to God all the time. But it's those messages, and honest to goodness, we don't need to know, we don't need to be validated by God. God is creator, sees greater. We need to be led and expanded by our own spirits and by that Christic nature within. We need to be willing to see the greater. So, when we get a message that is bigger than we can conceive, we typically will block it. Or if we get a message that's bigger than we can conceive and we share it with someone else, man, I got this message, I dreamed this dream, then we always comma and add, am I crazy? Am I crazy? How many of you have asked that of someone? I had this feeling, but it doesn't make sense in this world that I live in. So, we have to learn that God speaks to us in many ways, and God speaks to us through our dreams. In our dreams, the conscious mind cannot flash up the wall. And I'm talking our night dreams. God put Abraham into a deep sleep. And then God said to him, okay, your children, you will have all those children I'm talking about. And I'm going to give you a heads up. They're going to be in slavery for 400 years. I will judge the nations. They will learn their lessons. And then everything will happen as I've said. They'll inherit this land. And you, my friend, will die in old age in great peace. And what is God telling him? The vision that I'm showing you is well beyond your ability to understand, but you need to hold to it because it's still real. And we know the story of Abraham. His wife, very old, decided she could not have a child, so she gave her handmaiden to Abraham, and he fathered a child with her and created Ishmael. And then, out of the blue, Sarah gets pregnant. And he has Isaac. And through Isaac, the line begins. Out of the blue. And then what you don't know is after Sarah dies, Abraham marries again and has 6 more kids. And he's really old at this point. So even in his lifetime, he began to see the promise being fulfilled. But in his mind, at the time he heard it, there was only doubt. There was only doubt. Okay. Dreams are fabulous. Everybody dreams. Do you guys know you dream? In your downtime, that subconscious mind functions. It really has to organize everything that you experience during the day. We're constantly picking up information in all of our travels. The mind, when we sleep, processes what we've experienced, tries to file it familiar files, tries to understand the meaning of it, and speaks to us the things that we cannot comprehend consciously. It's a beautiful avenue for information to come to us. And it doesn't matter if you remember your dreams or not. It is occurring. It is occurring while you sleep. It's the way your brain is able to digest the information that comes to you and access the divine. It digests and accesses. So it's a beautiful, fertile time for spirit to work. They said the subconscious takes in everything and then helps us process what we are feeling, sorts it out, and tries to make it useful information for us. All right. But notice in your dreams, there is no limitation. Animals talk to you in your dreams? Yes, I know they do. You fly in your dreams? Yeah. You walk through walls in your dreams? The dreams are a state of consciousness where there is no limitation. There is no worldly perception. So it allows you to process information differently. It allows you to see things differently. And things, if we really look at it and understand it, will make sense to us. They will give us a message of information that we can use. Daily, it's a natural process. There are many different kinds of dreams. But in the midst of them all, there are those special dreams when we feel that presence of God. And we know it's a spiritual dream when the pristine awareness of love is there. It's just an energy of the purest light. And we almost wake up because everything within us is on red alert. Oh my God, this is different. And we take a breath, and the dream becomes crystal clear. And I know everyone has had those. And then we try to pay attention. We try to pay attention. There is a sweetness, no matter what the message is. If it's a warning, if it's a, hey man, you really shouldn't be doing that. If it's anything, there's still a sweetness. There's never a reprimand, there's never fear. There's never anything that would put you into protection. It's this sweet reaching out through the subconscious mind to you. Sometimes your higher self speaks to you. Sometimes you can actually see an angel speaking to you. And you can feel that beautiful energy. Sometimes it's just that presence of a spiritual connection with Creator. So high, so pure, and so divine. And we wish we had those all the time, yes? But we do have them. And when we have them, that is a message that's coming through to us that our mind could not have received otherwise. Our mind couldn't receive otherwise. All right. In the story of Abraham, he had Isaac and Ishmael. Then Isaac had Esau and Jacob. And from your little Bible school days, you'll remember that Esau was the firstborn, Jacob was the second. They were twins. And Jacob and his mom took the blessing of the firstborn because his dad couldn't see. So he got himself in a little bit of trouble because his elder brother was not happy that he had taken his birthright. Do y'all remember the story? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jacob decided with his mom that he better go. So he's hightailing out of Dodge on his way to live with his uncle. And he lay down in the middle of this space alone. He said he put a rock for a pillow, and he went to sleep. And in the sleep, he had this dream of the angels ascending and descending up this ladder. Hence, Jacob's ladder. Everybody's familiar with that. And in the dream, Spirit said to him everything they had said to Abraham. Your descendants will be greater than the stars in the sky. You will own all the land you can see. All this wonderful stuff will happen for you. And this is a child who is in exile from his family because he did something interesting. He did something that wasn't quite appropriate. It was a big picture God gave him. And when he woke up, what the text tells us is, he said, okay, God, listen, if you will take care of me, if you'll put clothes on my back and feed me, just me, you will be my God, and I'll worship you, and I'll give you 10% of everything that you give me. Now, what is that agreement about? Is it taking in the big picture? Is it saying, God, prepare me for everything you're going to give to me? No. He's interpreting it to what he needs in the moment. He's missing the bigger gift in the dream. And I shared Jacob with you for 2 reasons. We all do this. We all feel like we're at a level of consciousness when we're not able to hear God in our dreams. Everyone goes through that. Oh, I've done bad today. Okay, I can't hear anything. Jacob was in trouble, yet God reached out to him. Do you see? And then he took the great promise and made it what he could handle. He made it small. He still blundered through. He still made it. He still fathered the 12 tribes of Israel. But if you read the story, it was an interesting journey of trials but also following the guidance of God. So dreaming is something we all do, and God speaking to us is not limited to a few. It's accessible to all of us. So I wanted to share with you just a wee bit of my journey. When I was 15, when I was a little child in elementary school, I had some very interesting dreams. So I was always aware of them, and they were very interesting. And I would ponder them. And then when I was 15, we were moving to Georgia from a place where we had lived for a year, and it had been a challenging year. I was excited to move. And I had this dream. I was clinging to the side of a cliff. Clinging. And the earth shook, and gravel hit my head. And I couldn't sweep it off my head because I couldn't let go of the cliff. And it happened again, and it happened again. 3 times. And when I woke up, I knew exactly what it meant. I was 15. It was very clear. For the next 3 years, I would not be able to shake off the energy that was coming into my crown chakra. I was going to be exposed to ideas, belief systems, and behaviors that were not of the level of consciousness that I typically chose to live in. And there was nothing I could do to change it. It was something I was going to have to walk through. And when I woke up, I went, oh, darn. I was hoping this move would be great. And I knew that dirt in my crown chakra was a disconnection to spirit. So somewhere in the trip from the West Coast to Georgia, I made a commitment to myself. I might walk the walk, but I wasn't going to lose my connection with spirit. So I started journaling my dreams. And that became a 10-year process. I journaled every single dream, every single day. 6 and 7 dreams a night. I had journals upon journals upon journals. And what I know about our dreams, the dreams come to us in a way that you can understand. Just like I knew what it meant, the 3 years, I knew what it meant. When you open your eyes and you remember the energy and the essence of the information, you are the interpreter of that. That is information for you. It is something that means something to you. In all of the years of my writing, I just assumed that I was going to make a career of dream analysis. And I was going to write a fabulous book that was just going to enlighten the world. Because I knew all the patterns of the dreams and where the planets were the day the dream was. I did all the moon positions and sun positions for every day. I was just quite the little scholar. But I came to realize that it was only for me. That whole exercise was simply for me to learn to access the gifts that were coming to me via the dream state. Now, when I talk to people about their dreams and this tool of talking to God, a lot of them will say, well, I don't remember my dreams. But the information is still coming in. And you can ask to remember your dreams. You can ask to be taught in your dreams. It doesn't have to be a random experience. You can actually set your intention. As I put my head down, God, teach me. Teach me about this. Teach me about that. Teach me about the other. We don't have to wait until one of those pristine, beautiful dreams comes to us. You'll understand. Now, some of you will say, that's a lot of work and I don't want to do it. I see your thoughts. That's good for you, Cindy. You spent 10 years at it. I don't want to do it. But you know what? Do you want your heart to beat? Do you want your lungs to take air in? It is as natural a process for your livelihood as these physical characteristics are. It is a gift that we are not looking at. It's a beautiful gift that we aren't looking at. Every one of you knows the difference between dreaming about somebody and having somebody appear in your dream. You know the difference. Like if you're dreaming about my father is on the other side. I might dream about my dad. That's totally different. But when my dad appears in my dream, whoa, he is talking to me. He is connecting with me, and I can feel his presence there. Do you think I pay attention to what he has to say? Absolutely. Absolutely. We know the difference between when we're just dreaming, and the angelic presence shows up. We know the difference. And we should listen, and then act. And then act. Everything is information. I had one dream. I work very hard, y'all. And I just, what's before me in the day I do it. Whatever it is, I come in and Bonnie and Noelle tell me what to do, and I do it. But I spend a lot of time working very diligently where I am, and I had the most profound dream. I was grading papers in a 6th grade class, or it was either 6th grade or 7th. I'm helping the teacher. I'm not even the teacher. And these two beautiful angel beings are in this window, because I'm down below, and they're knocking on the window. And they look at me and they say, Cindy, how long are you going to stay down there? Oh, how long are you going to grade somebody else's papers? Here's a university you can go to, right over here. Do you think I woke up? Yes, I did. Do you think I woke up and said, oh, maybe I should stop doing what's in front of me? Maybe I should expand my vision to try to do something greater. Maybe I should enroll myself in a higher train of thought. Maybe I should ask God what my next step is, because I've obviously been at this one for way too long. Acting on the information you get is the next step. And I did act upon it. I did take it very deeply into my heart and ask, what is my next step? Each one of you is the perfect divine child of God. And God speaks to you in so many ways. And in the course of this month, we're going to talk about some of those ways that may be more comfortable for you. But I think the reason that we do not listen to our dreams is because our dreams are also the reflection of what's going on within us, and we don't like looking at that. We don't like seeing all the muddled, jumbled mess, the monsters that chase you in the night, the crazy things that occur. But if you look at it straight on, it will dissipate. That's why it comes up for you to heal it. Look at it straight on. Send love to it. Use this beautiful tool. It's a gift. It's an insight into you. And it is work. It is work. But if you try, set your intention just to try. Just ask to be taught while you sleep. You'd be amazed at what opens for you. A lot of people will come to me and they'll say, I want to talk to God like you. I want to be able to hear what you hear. I had a minister who I used to work with. She was also a counselor. And she said, I want my clients to feel what I feel when we take my hands and we pray. It all comes just from listening. And what a beautiful little small thing to open and listen to our subconscious mind. All right. I know we've stirred a lot today. We've stirred the conscious mind, saying, don't make me give up my doubt. We've stirred the subconscious mind, saying, I don't know what she's talking about. And I don't want to deal with it either. But let's take a moment just to bring it all home. Okay, so put your feet on the floor. I want you to take a breath and feel a beautiful column of light coming over you. And feel that beautiful spirit of God's love filling you. And I want you to let that love of God move now into your conscious mind. Imagine it moves into your awareness of being in this moment. Just to the consciousness, the conscious mind. I am aware of the presence of God. And as you bring that energy in, I want you to just be aware of doubt. And imagine you can bring the light of God all through that conscious space, so there is no doubt. There is no doubt that you are a child of God. There is no doubt that you are loved. Breathe and bring the light all the way through your body now, all through who you are. And I want you to imagine that that beautiful light of God now moves deep into the subconscious mind. Open the door. God, I welcome you into my subconscious mind. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is hidden. Let yourself go. And feel God light moving through the files, the events, the memories, the past that you cling to. Let this light move through all of the subconscious files. And as you stand at that door, say, I release the familiar, and I'm ready to embrace the greater. And let the beautiful light begin to reorganize. Restructure the files into truth. Shift the room, shift the space into potential. And feel the greater. And I want you to just imagine that you can stand in this space of the subconscious mind where the light is moving and everything is becoming harmonious and filled with potential. And I want you to feel this is a tool for you. This serves me. I do not serve it. This serves me. And I am open to use this as an avenue of information. I am open to receive information, spiritual guidance through the subconscious mind. See how it feels when you say that. Even opening the door is a good beginning. And just let the light continue to move, and I want your focus just to come back to your own heart. I am a complicated machine, yet I am made simple by the knowing I am a child of God. And I let God speak to me. I am a child of God, and I let God speak to me. Feel your love and gratitude to the universe. Feel the light pouring through you. And God, bless each one. Hold this in your heart. And I ask that each one feel that beautiful support in their sleep through the God dream that you will bring. And so, let's take a breath. You can gently open your eyes. Well, you just did good work. How hard was that? It was easy, wasn't it? Love it. Love it. Good work. Now, I would ask you to do one thing. And I would ask you to do it tonight because you'll forget tomorrow. Monday, it has a big eraser and it erases lots of stuff. Tonight, ask to be taught in your sleep. About something. You know, if you're learning to roller skate, if you're learning to do something in your office or whatever it is, ask to be taught. Go to sleep. And then write down any impression when you wake up. Just for one day. Can we try? Yeah. All right.